So I hope y'all doing good out there. Hope y'all safe. Hope y'all trying to reach these goals for this year. As I mentioned last video, January is coming to a close. We are heading into February, so we got 11 months left in the year. Just keep that consistency going if you're being consistent, and keep that grind going. Don't ever turn it off. I'm going to talk about comparison. A good friend of mine, my boy Chino, told me I should talk about comparison. In today's nature, in today's era that we live in now, we tend to compare with each other a lot. Social media being the biggest one in particular. We tend to see a lot of people with fancy cars, fancy jewelry, money, anything you can dream of. But like I mentioned in one of my older videos, don't ever fall for a lot of that stuff when it comes on Instagram. Don't ever fall for anything on the internet, because a lot of that stuff is BS. A lot of that stuff is bullshit. It's just not real life. A lot of us have a real life where we're not having all these fancy things. We're not having this and that. You know what I mean? But we have a family. Most of us have some supportive family. People, loved ones, and stuff like that. That we need to learn to appreciate more. But just comparing with how we see social media is really bad. um, a lot of these people tend to make their money off courses. That's why you see a lot of them videos. They'll do videos showing off the fanciest car, fanciest watch, fanciest anything in this world, money, clubbing, all this shit, bro. Just throwing money and shit. And then you'll see a DM me for the course, or you'll see one-on-one coaching. Because that's how people make money in today's society. They make money in coaching. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing whatever anybody does for money. Go get it by any means at this point. Because if you know what I mean, if you can do it, fuck it, do it, right? I mean, everybody's gonna do whatever they want to do for money. So just go ahead and do it. But comparing yourself, let's say you're at the lowest level in your life, and then you scroll on Instagram, and then you scroll on TikTok, or I don't know, you go on Facebook, and you see people got like the Lambo, the fanciest jewelry, biggest chain in the world, all iced out. Got like the eating at the most fanciest restaurant, and you comparing yourself to them. What are you doing? Like, have you ever felt perfectly happy, and then you started scrolling on social media, start scrolling on stuff, and you start to see better, and then your mood just breaks down? That sinking feeling from comparing, it robs you from appreciating the good things in life and your life. So let's really talk about why comparison is killing your joy. We as humans, we are wired to compare. It's just a part of how we measure progress and learn from others. But in today's world, constant social media highlights and endless access to others, we're always comparing ourselves to unrealistic standards. On social media all the time, you see people's success. You never see nobody struggle. You never see anybody downs. You always see everybody's ups. So it's not real life. So don't make it seem like it's real life. Social media is not real. It's not a real life thing. It is, because we have the internet and shit. But if all that was gone, we're all going back to normal. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for the trap. Social media is a trap. Everything on there is not real. 95% of it is not real. When we compare, we focus on what we lack ourselves. So if we lack money, if we lack living that rich life, or like any of that stuff, and we see it, we tend to demotivate ourselves from it. Instead of feeling grateful for what you have and the life you're living, you feel like you're falling behind. Comparison can turn admiration into envy, which can harm relationship. You stop celebrating other people's winnings. I mean, you don't want to do that. You want to celebrate other people's winnings just as they will celebrate your winnings if you ever win. Everybody falls into that kind of trap where we compare ourselves to too much. Even myself, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and say I've never felt like I compare myself to other people. When you stop doing that, when you stop comparing yourself to other people, when you stop trying to be like somebody else because you compare yourself to somebody else, you grow as a person. You want to grow as a person. You want to be able to expand your own skills. You want to be able to expand your mind, because you are powerful. You are a human being. Everybody else out there has the same kind of power as you have. I also learned to be very grateful for everything I had. Just growing up, not having much and having whatever I can get at the time. As I got older, I learned to appreciate that a lot more. We only live one life again. Like I always like to mention in every video, I want everybody to understand that we just live one life. Like we can't take this for granted. So you just want to appreciate anything you get in your lifetime. I got a lot of stuff from my mom as a kid, and I know a lot of that stuff was like her last dollar. And I know a lot of people would be able to get fancy clothes, fancy shoes, and I was shopping at like the cheapest store, cheapest everything just to get stuff. But as you get older, you learn to really appreciate this stuff. You learn to really like understand, because when you're a kid, you're not really thinking about anything. But as you get older, you learn to appreciate all this kinds of stuff and learn to appreciate what someone who loves you or someone who cares about you does for you. You can't compare that with somebody else because that love is strong. You're gonna feel that forever. So that leads me to my next thing I want to talk about. How to stop comparing yourself with other people. Focus on what you have yourself. Like I mentioned already, you can't compare yourself with everybody, um, because then you'll stop being you. You're the reason the way you are right now. You're the reason why you're going through everything. You're the reason why things are the way they are. Because this is just the path that God Himself put in. Try to really sit there with yourself and write down three things on notes on your journal. Write down three things you're grateful for. That'll be a small habit that'll make a big difference for you over time. A big one that I want people to understand: you can delete these apps. You can delete TikTok, you can delete Instagram, you can delete Snapchat, you can delete Facebook. You can log out and not be on the app anymore and actually live in the real world that we live in. If scrolling triggers that comparison, just take a break or unfollow the accounts you're unfollowing. Just step outside, go touch some grass. You don't want to just scroll forever and then just compare, oh, I want this, I wish I had that. You know what I mean? Go step outside, go touch some grass, go talk to other people. If you still have your parents, enjoy them, appreciate them. If you have your grandparents, appreciate them as well. Because at the end of the day, one day they're going to be gone. Since you have them right now, learn to appreciate them as much as you can. Love is bigger than anything in this world. And just focus on your journey. Stop focusing on what he's doing, what she's doing. Focus on yourself. What is it that you want to try to achieve in this life? If it's making videos, if it's writing books, if it's making music, just you want to just focus on your own path and not worry about what anybody else has to say. You want to block that noise around you. That's why you want to set goals for yourself. Set expectations at least every day or every week. Get yourself a board. I have a board up here with all my goals that I'm trying to accomplish this year. Make one for yourself. Look at it every day and try to achieve those goals. You are the only person that can achieve these goals. No one's going to hold your hand in this world and make you do this shit. You have to go out there and do it. Remind yourself that this is the truth. Remind yourself that you're living a true life right now, that you are enough just the way you are.